Hi, Piers here from License Hulk. I've got 10 tips for any SAM managers who have just taken on the portfolio of managing IBM as a vendor. Now, these aren't in any particular order, and they have actually come from a conversation I had with the new SAM manager who just asked for some quick guidance on what to take on and what to look into within the first month or so of managing the IBM portfolio. So here we go. First tip, map out the stakeholders. Understand who is responsible for the different aspects of managing IBM and also who cares. So you might be the one up from a SAM perspective, but you need to understand who's the procurement lead, who cares about things, who are the different product owners, is it outsourced, is there a CDA partner, who are your technical supports, ultimately also the senior sponsor. It is well worth your time and effort to just quickly map those out and introduce yourself. Let them know you're new to the role, and if they have got any information that they think would be helpful, and to share it with you. Next thing is to figure out where you stand today. Try and get a full detailed ELP in the form of a workbook from whatever source you can. Hopefully you'll have your predecessor have left you a nice fresh one, a few weeks old, but that's hoping. More often the case is that you are lucky if there is an ELP that's 6 or 12 months out of date, but that's okay. At least you'll have a current position as you are right now, and you'll have some idea where the problems lie and, of course, the scope of what you have to manage. Next up is validate your scope. Now, if you had the ELP, that'll be great. You'll at least on the front sheet have the list of entities and then a list of products. But you need to validate this. So you need to go to procurement and, of course, to the sponsor within the business and asking them if this indeed is your remit at the moment. You may find that if it's a large geographic area, you might be responsible for the US, somebody else is responsible for Europe or EMEA. The products in question, maybe the operational teams. It's worth understanding the entities in scope and who is managing what. Now, when it comes to products, you might be managing 100 of them, but here's the thing, only a few of them really matter when you're having that first look. They're going to probably be core-based metrics or the higher value VU metrics or RVU metrics. Why they're important? They're generally small in number of servers, but very high in cost. So I take the 80-20 rule here. Look for the 20% of products that make for 80% of the value. How do you do that? You go to the next tip, which is convert licensing to financial language. It's simple enough done. You simply look at your spreadsheets, go get the price per core or per whatever the metric is, and come up with a dollar value for each of the products. This might take a little bit of calculating, and if you happen to have a managed service provider or a CVA partner, they can be very helpful here. Ultimately, though, you do want to understand which products really warrant your attention, and if there's a shortfall in that area, how much in dollars that shortfall is, not just a license metric. Next up, you have to look at the other quick wins is just have a quick understanding of things like the DR and non-production. Some businesses have not optimized for that, and it can be a quick win. And again, if you've converted those dollar values, things to dollar values, that could be your easiest and quickest win there is around the DR warm standby servers. In the early months, you do want to try and find some savings. Another one is do not assume your licensing tool is optimized and correct. First of all, it may not be technically healthy, and it will need a project to make sure that's up and fully compliant. And secondly, it may not be optimized, particularly if it's been monitored by a CVA partner, whose job in life is to keep you compliant, not optimized. Ultimately, these little tips should help you to kickstart your management of IBM in those first couple of months. There will be many more of them over time, and if you subscribe to us on LinkedIn under License Hulk, or go to our website, you'll get many more tips that you can take and actionable, and hopefully you can apply them to reduce the cost and come out a hero in your new role.